Welcome back. Hey. In the last session, we learned how to create the desktop window application where you can click the run button with a small widget. The next step actually to build something, to build a real application. Let's say it will build a calculator which can transfer pounds to kilos. Seems I'm the guy from the metric system, right? Imperial is quite difficult for me, so let's see how to build this app. Okay, the last time we stopped, we have created a button, right? Just small reminder, if you didn't see the previous session, we have successfully added the widget, right? We have created a desktop app with one window, with one button, with no any business logic here. So let's beautify it. Let's add some logic here. Let's say I'm a product manager and I bring some requirements to you. I want to have a desktop application with functionality to transfer pounds to kilos or kilos to pounds, and I want this application work as desktop. It has the calculate button, and I want there two windows where I can insert my data. Let's say that. Okay, sounds like a solid requirement. Let's make our code work. So as you can see at your screen, that's actually the application we are building. That's what we would like to see. And we have here execute button. We have our first window where we are actually passing the number, and then we have our second window where we get our results, right? So let's build it. Okay, so first of all, what do I need? Let me start with the visualization. Let me start with the UI part. So let's say this button will be, instead of run, it will be execute or calculate. So we did a small change. Now it will say calculate instead of run. And I want to insert the text, right? I want to insert the text. And let's say this text will be, let's call this variable to1, right? And now I need to create another button, right? Or no, I don't need to. I need to create another widget where we can, the text one, where we can enter our weight data. And there is a method, right? Where we want to add our text in our window widget, which we created above. And the second parameter, what we will enter there, it will be the text. And then our Python code will transfer it to the digit. So let's say text variable. Or it's not text variable. I think it's, let's say the size of this window will be one random list for now. And the width, honestly I don't know how much it should be, but randomly let's take 10. Let's run into the C, because I don't know on top of my head how it should be. Okay, this we figured out that it will be the text. Now where we want to enter our text, and we know that we will consume text from the user, but where we want to put it. Let's say it will entry. In the Tkinter it's called entry. Let's call it E1, but the variable name you can put wherever you want. Let's say entry. Again, we are going to add it to our window widget, which we created above at the line 3. And now we need to customize the size of it, right? So it will be the text variable. And let's create this value, because user will, it's like a scanner in the Java or input in Python. We need to create the variable which will hold the value, right? It's a dynamic variable, it's always will be different one. And the thing is, for us it's a string. However, for the Tkinter, it's a string var because they're using with a little bit different data types. And don't forget all those columns. Okay, and now we can dynamically to pass this e1 variable here. So basically what is happening in these lines, we have our entry, the window where people will add the text. Then this text we need to hold somewhere. So we have created dynamic variable. We don't put it as a string because Tkinter communicating with this top app in the different variable. It's similar to string, but the structure is different. But point is the same. We want to hold this text and then pass it as a parameter in the window. Okay, so let's run it and see how it will look like. Okay, I see the text now. I can enter it. I can click calculate, but nothing happened because we didn't add the logic itself. But now we have application where we can enter the text and nothing had happened. So I enter in this text, it's saving here in this value, and this entry shows this value and it's saving here, and we actually displaying it by the grid method. But now I don't like the way it's located. I want to move it a little bit. So let me take a look at the bottom and let me change something. I want to be it at the beginning of the page. Let me put 0, 0, 0. Let me close it. Let me rerun it. Okay, it's in the middle. Now I want to add something. Now I have two of those. Okay, let me change their location. So I have my button that will be on the left. As soon as I put it on the left, the next step what I need to do, I need to add the text variable where will be on the first column and the first row, second column, but by index wise it's 0 and 1, which is good. At the T1, what about E2, E1? E1 it's an entry, it's a moment where we enter the text. Let it be the row number 0 and the column number 1. Okay, let me run it and we'll take a look how does it look like. Let me close it. Let me run it. Okay, now it looks better. Now I have two windows, two entries. Calculate on the left as we plan it, right? So if we divide it by like this calculate button, right? We see it here in the addresses. First row, column 0 first. Now we go in the text window, right? Will be on the address first row, second column, and now we have our third entry, right? Which will be first row, first country, first value. And now we have our text window, right? So we have our result and everything. Now we need to actually add the logic here. And logic will be simple. We will start with creating the method, right? Our method will do some things. In our case, transfer kg to pounds. Transfer it, or just simplify it, kg to pounds. Right? We have created our method and now we need to convert it. Okay, so we should return something in this case. Let's say what it will do, it will pounds result. How do we actually calculate it, right? We need to know that then we enter this value from the entry, whatever will come to us through the text. We need to first of all do some operations with math. So basically kilos we need to multiply 2.2 to get our result. However, the value is coming as a string var, as we can see. So how we can multiply string to the integer? So the first step will be convert this to integer. However, we need additional step to convert string var, as we can see, to the string. So first of all, we need to get from this object, right? So now we get this to the string str, and as we can see here, it's giving us string as a result. And after that, we need to convert this value to the actual integer. So I will repeat myself. So very first step, as soon as we created this entry button, entry window and text box where you enter your weight, it's coming here, similar to scanner in your Java, similar to your input method in Python. It's storing the value here, but it's storing as an object, because string var, it's not exactly the string as I told you before. Now the first step, we need to convert it to the string and then convert to string to integer. Now we get our integer, and all we need to do, multiply it by 2, right? Okay, and now we need to insert our result. Okay? Here's a little bit tricky part. You know why? Because where we want to enter the result in the end. So I'm looking right now in the documentation Tkinter to actually insert it. There is a method insert. So since T1 is our result, the second text box, so we use insert method. Now we want to know the latest number will be there. Whatever we enter in this text box, it will grab the latest one, which is end. And then we need to say what we want to add. And the end, we will take this value, do manipulations with our method here, and we will return this value as a result. So pound result will be what we will actually return. Okay, we have it now. Now what I want to do here in this logic, this button actually with saying calculate, we need to tell and include the logic to this button. So wherever we press it, this button needs to do something, to give a command code to do. So basically this button needs to be contact to this method, which will transfer the data, will convert it to the right data type, and will return it and insert it in the result of the text box. And the method is command. And now we need to tell which command. We said equal, it's already there, and it's easy. We are providing the main method. Oh, why I say keyf actually. kg, so since I changed the name here, I'm changing it again. Okay, now looks good to me. So my weight is 107. I want to calculate it. It's 23 to 35 pounds. I guess I need to lose another 20 pounds. Yeah, that's I wanted to show you. Now you know how to build the basic destock application, and please learn documentation. It's a really cool thing. Bye.